With God, nothing shall be impossible. God his own equivalent, and God needs nothing but himself to achieve the great purpose on which he has set his heart. And today, it is indeed his plan to have brought us together on this virtual platform to achieve the purpose of the day. A warm welcome to convener, Institutions of Innovation Council, Dr. A. Sahai Sudha, member of IIC, NISP, EDC, and my dear friends. Besides, I'm extremely privileged to welcome our chief guest, Dr.R. Geetha, Associate Professor and Head of BCom CA Department, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. I would like to quote John Quincy Adams' words here. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and become more, you are a leader. And today, Institutions Innovation Council of NIRMALA College for Women takes immense pleasure in organizing this. So, I wish you a happy learning. At my lowest, God is my hope. At my darkest, God is my light. A prayer, in its simplest definition, is merely a wish turned Godward. I would like to call Miss Renzi of 3rd BBA to raise our wishes through a prayer song.
தேடல் நீன்றேன் வாழ்வு நிறம் மாறுதே உன்னை மனம் தேடுதே நீ வழி காட்டுமே என் தேடல் நீ என் தெய்வமே நீன்றேன் வாழ்வு நிறம் மாறுதே உன்னை மனம் தேடுதே நீ வழி காட்டுமே இறைவா இறைவா வருவாய் இங்கே இதயம் அருகில் அமர்வாய் இன்றே இறைவா இறைவா வருவாய் இங்கே இதயம் அருகில் அமர்வாய் இன்றே என் தேடல் நீ என் தெய்வமே நீன்றேன் வாழ்வு நிறம் மாறுதே உன்னை மனம் தேடுதே நீ வழி காட்டுமே.
Thank you, Miss Renzi, for taking us closer to God through your mesmerizing voice. Ideas go booming through the world louder than a cannon, thoughts are mightier than armies. People have achieved more victories than horsemen or chariots. I now call Ms. Shalini of 2nd BBA to welcome the gathering and introduce our guest speaker.
A good start is strengthened by blessings. With folded hands, I seek the blessings of Almighty. My humble pranams and prostrations to all the divine hearts present here. Good afternoon to one and all. I, Shalini of 2nd BBA, feel highly elated to deliver the welcome address on behalf of the institution's Innovation Cell. I am honored to welcome the very important invitee of the day, our resource person, Dr.R.Geetha, Associate Professor and Head of the Department, BCom CA, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Ma'am has completed her BCom in PSGR Krishnamal College for Women, MCom in Annamala University, Chidambaram, MCom CA in Bharatiyar University, MPhil in Alagappa University, Karaikudi, Diploma in Computer Application and MBA at Bharatiyar University School of Distant Education, Coimbatore, and PhD at Bharatiyar University, Coimbatore. Ma'am has qualified in the National Eligibility Test at University Grand Commission in the year 2010. Ma'am has attended 17 national conferences, 20 international conferences, and 1 state conference. She has attended 7 national workshops and 1 international workshop and 16 international workshops in faculty development program. She has won the Best Teacher Award in the year 2018. She has been the topper in NPTEL and was awarded in the year 2019 at Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. She has 15 years of experience in UG level teaching and 15 years in PG level teaching and 8 years of industrial experience. She has served as the resource person in faculty development program on flipped classroom at Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. She has acted as chief guest for the valedictory function of Camphobians Association at Bishop Ambrose College, Coimbatore. She has acted as the guest lecturer on international financial reporting standards in Asia Pacific University, Malaysia. She has acted as the moderator in the third international conference on business dynamics and sustainable development hosted by Commerce and Management, Department of Economics, St. Joseph College, Coimbatore. She has organized various programs as a convener for the 6 days virtual international faculty program on innovative teaching techniques and research methodology. 5 days national level virtual workshop on compliance of GST, 1 day international workshop on innovative techniques in leadership, 1 day state level workshop on GST. I deem it a great pleasure to welcome our resource person for her gracious presence. I welcome you, ma'am. It's my
Thank you, ma'am.
privilege to extend a warm welcome to the pillars of NIRMALA, our secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. Ruby Alangara Mary, who is a chariot of values, our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Helen, our vice principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Mary Fabiola, our convener of institutions innovation cell, Dr. A. Sahaya Sudha, assistant professor, Department of Mathematics, our staff members and students of IIC, NISP, and EDC. I once again extend my warm welcome to one and all present here.
Thank you, Ms. Shalini. Without much ado, I would like to hand over the session to our guest speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, wonderful. Good afternoon. Am I audible? Am I audible,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. 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 A wonderful good afternoon to all the participants of this program. I wish to thank the management, secretary, principal, and the convener of the program for inviting me for this orientation program. I also extend my thanks to Rolly Gracie, who has given me the opportunity. And today's topic, it is understanding the market for product service. So as you all know, market is the important term in the business, and whoever has won the in the business, they have understood the market, and only because of the understanding the consumers in the market, they are being successful. So today's topic is a very interesting topic, understanding the market for product and service. So moving on to this topic today, we'll be covering, next slide, ma. We'll be seeing the market structure, what is how the market has come into origin of the market. Then we'll be seeing about the meaning of market, features, what are the factors affecting the market conditions, then how the market can be classified, then the levels of segmentations, and what is the benefits and drawbacks of segmentation. So moving on to the origin of market, if you see how the market came into existence, when the mankind first existence in the universe, they were living on the banks of rivers. Our biggest forefathers, they were living on the banks of the river, and they were able to cultivate the products whatever is needed for them. Okay, so they were self-sufficient. What is the requirement, what is the need of a human being, they were able to cultivate by themselves. So here they were able to be self-satisfied. Whatever they want, they were able to produce. For example, if they want rice, they were able to cultivate. If they want wheat, they were able to cultivate. Slowly, after few years, when they were doing the same job, they will be getting experienced in that particular field, and they had excess product with them. Okay, for example, if they need 50 kgs of rice for a particular month, they were able to have 100 kgs or 200 kgs, so excess quantity of rice was left with them. So the here now they thought they can exchange with the person who is in need of that particular product. So what they did, they exchanged the product from the person who is in need and who is having in exchange. So it was difficult task for them to find out who is in need of the product. So they what they felt was they all met in a particular place. They thought that at a particular time they can meet at a particular place. They all met at a particular place. That place was called as market. So this is how markets came into existence. So the excess item were sold in the market and the markets became very competitive. So like this, the market came into existence, and the exchange value, it has brought the money into existence. So they were not able to correctly evaluate or value the amount of goods which is exchanged. So the money came into existence. So before it was a producer's market, when the demand was high and the supply was low, it was a producer's market. Whatever they are producing, they were able to sell to the customers. So that was producer's market. After few years, after the revolution, industrial revolution, the product produced was more, the supply was more and demand was less. Where that particular place, the competition arose. Okay, so because of this competition, the selling concept has changed to marketing concept. So the middlemen, they found it difficult for selling the product. So the middlemen, they were introduced as wholesaler, retailer, and also agent and brokers. So this is how slowly the market has evolved from producer market to the marketing people. So now we have a customer relationship marketing. We are giving more importance for the customers. So here the customer is the king of the market. So only the person who are able to understand the customer's need and requirement, they were able to survive in the market. Next slide. So this is the meaning of market. A market is a place where buyer and seller come together. So this is a traditional definition of market. Okay. So here the place where the buyer and seller meet is known as market. But in today's modern world, without meeting each other, without talking to each other, we are able to buy and sell the goods. Okay. So the traditional market were physical places, often in the center of the community. So due to the development of the telecommunication industry, many markets exist through the postal service, telephone service, now internet facilities. These things have brought the place where the product or exchange, that is particularly known as market. Next one. So moving on to features of market. So these are requirements for a transaction to be taking place in the market. So one area that denotes to the area where the buyer and sellers are scattered. So it is also, this particular market refers to the area where the buyers and sellers exist. That one is known as market. Then adequate feature needed for any market is there should be a buyer and there should be a seller. Okay. So even though the area is not there, if these two person exist, that is known as market. So the presence of buyers and sellers is necessary in the modern age, whereas the transaction of goods are done through the telephones, business representatives, internet, etc. So the adequate feature, what is the main requirement for this market term is there should be a buyer and seller. So buyer will be selling the buying the product from the seller. In turn, they will be receiving the amount. Next is one commodity will also be referring as a market. So for example, we can call as wheat market, tea market, gold market, leather market. So one particular commodity can also represent a market. Then there should be a free competition in the market. So here competition is in relation to the price determination of the product among buyer and seller. So when we are moving on to the classification of market, we'll be studying about this competition, how the monopoly market are the price leaders. Okay, whereas the where demand exists in the monopolistic competition, there the person, whoever is the leader of the market, they'll be fixing the price. So the competition will be determining the price of the product. Then one price, that is the same price in the market can market is because of the free competition among the buyers and sellers. So here one price concept is mainly followed when there is free competition. Next one. When we are speaking about market, we have to know what is demand. Okay, demand is the amount of a product or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at any given price over a period of time. So actually, when I need a product, when I am willing to buy a product, that alone will not create a demand. Whereas the ability to pay, my financial ability to pay will also determine the demand. For example, I love to have a BMW car. That alone, my requirement alone, my need alone, my willingness alone will not create the demand. Whereas I should be financially affordable to buy that particular car. So here, demand basically depends on two main things. One is willingness and my financial ability to buy the product. So usually, demand will be this main concept where which will be fixing the supply of the product. The sales is mainly based on demand. So whenever if you see in a company, the work starts with the marketing department. The marketing department first they will be estimating the demand of their product in the market. So the first work starts in marketing work starts from the estimation of demand or demand determination. What will be the demand in the market? So only based on the demand in the market, the suppliers will be planning their production activity. So demand is the main and foremost feature which will be determining the supply and which will be changing the market condition. Next one. So the factors which will influence the demand of the product is, first one is mainly price. As you all know, the law of demand states that when the price of the product comes down, the demand of the product goes up. So there is an inverse relationship between the price and demand of the product. Okay, so when the product price is coming down, naturally the demand will increase. For example, we are going to a so fruit stall or vegetable stall to buy something. If tomato is cost around 50 rupees or 60 rupees, we'll be buying only 1 kg. Whereas if it is 10 rupees or 20 rupees, we'll be going for 2 kgs or 3 kgs. So here the price of the product will determine the demand of the product. Then income and wealth of a consumer. So naturally, depending upon the income of the people, the demand will arise. So we have different types of needs for a human being: basic need, safety need, luxurious need, etc. So only when the basic needs are satisfied, like food, shelter, water, everything, we'll be moving on to the next need, that is safety need. Then we'll be moving on to the self-actualization need or esteem need. Esteem need, then self-actualization need. So here, only the income and wealth of the consumers will attract demand for certain products like luxurious products, status symbol product, etc. Then taste and fashion. So what is the taste and fashion of the consumers or customers, which is the latest trend prevailing in the market, will also determine the demand for the product. Then demographic factor is nothing but studying about the uh, features of a human being. For example, the details about the age, then what is his occupation, what is his income, how he is employed, salaried person or he is self-employed, what is his middle, he is a middle class person or higher middle class person or lower class person. So these factors will also determine the demand of the product. For example, if under the age group 20 to 30, the demand of certain products will be high. Okay, whereas the old age people will be demanding mostly the safety products or medicines, insurance, like that. So age of the factor will create demand for certain products. Then Marketing and advertising. Naturally, even though if we don't need the product, because we are attracted towards the advertisement or marketing techniques, we'll be buying certain products. So the marketing and advertising will also create demand for the product. Then competitors action. So how the competitors action will determine the demand of our product is, for example, Pepsi and Coke are the competitor company. When the Pepsi company is reducing the price of the product, automatically the Coke company will also reduce the price, because the Pepsi will have high demand because of reduced price, whereas the Coke are forced to reduce the price of the product. So this is the competitors' action. Even if we have complementary goods or substitute goods, product demand will also affect. For example, tea and coffee are the substitute products. So the price of one product goes up, the demand for the other product will also increase. Then seasonal factors, some items will not be available throughout all the seasons, some products. So naturally, will be forced to buy that particular product in a particular period. For example, in villages, the people will be preferring to buy rice and stock it for the whole year during the month of January and February, being it is a seasonal product. Then government action will also affect the demand of the product, because the taxes and duties, excise duties, which is levied on the product will be included in the price of the product, and it will affect the demand of the product. Next one. So this is classification of markets. So the market can be classified on various aspects. So here, first one is geographical area. So how we can call different kinds of markets according to geographical area. So you know that there are various types of market. We have local market, we have regional market or state market, we have national market, and also we have international markets. So local markets are usually done for the perishable goods, okay, for vegetables, for milk, for flowers, which is being produced in that but cultivated in that particular area, will have usually the local market. Then we also have regional markets, where it will be where certain durable products or variety of products are available. And we also have national market for various products, where we are buying from other states. And international market is nothing but when we are buying, when the buyer and seller are in different countries and the product is crossing the origin or borders of countries, it is known as international product. So because of the advancement of the telecommunication sector and development in the various transport systems, we are now moving on for international marketing. Many products are brought in, are purchased and sold in the international market. So now the producer of a particular product is on the one end of the world, where the consumer is on the other end of the world. So this is actually possible only because of the awareness of the consumers and advancement in telecommunication systems and in the transport system. So next one is competition. Based on competition, the market can be classified into perfect and imperfect. So this is economic point of view, how the markets can be classified. So perfect and imperfect, we'll see in detail in the next slide. Next is according to nature of goods, the product can be classified. So first one is agricultural product. Then where the agricultural cultivated items are dealt is known as agricultural product. And next is bullion market. Bullion market is nothing but the gold, where the gold is bought, purchased and sold among the customers, is known as bullion market. Then stock market, where the shares are being dealt with. Then industrial market is nothing but for the person, industrial goods requirement, raw materials, industrial products are dealt, that is known as industrial market. And consumer market are the one where the consumer products are being dealt. The person who is going to finally consume the product when they are buying, that is the consumer market. So this is based on the nature of goods. Agricultural market, bullion market, stock market, industrial market, and it is consumer market. So So moving on to volume of exchange, we can classify markets into, as you all know, the middlemen are retailers and wholesalers. Who buy in bulk and sell in bulk is known as wholesaler. Who buy and who sell to the final consumers are known as retailers. So this is known as a wholesaler market, retailer market, and also for the industrial products we have industrial market where the industrial goods are being dealt with. For example, the machineries, industrial machineries or raw materials, etc. Then based on the trade, we can divide the market into product market and service market. So as you all know, the, we have two types of markets according to the article of trade. One is the product market, service market. The product are the tangible thing which can be seen or felt. So if we are buying any products which can be seen, which can be felt or touched, which is tangible, is known as product, whereas service is nothing but the product is intangible product. For example, insurance company is a service industry, education institution is an service industry, then also the hotel industry, they are providing service, then tourism, they also offer a service. So these are coming under service market. Then based on time, we can classify the market into short term market and long term market. Usually the perishable products have a very short market, whereas the durable products have unperishable products have a long term market. Next one. So based on competition, previous slide. Based on competition or according to economics, the market structure can be divided into two. That is, one is perfect competition and another one is imperfect competition. So perfect competition is nothing but it is an imaginary concept. Actually, we don't have live examples. Certain features might be adaptable now, and certain features we can see it as only concept. That is perfect competition, where the buyer and seller, they all know everyone, and the price of the product is known to all the customers. These things are coming under perfect competition. Whereas imperfect competition, it is a real time market where we have three types of markets or four types: monopoly, monopolistic, oligopoly, and also we have duopoly. So monopoly market, as you all know by the name itself, only one particular seller will be there. Whereas in monopolistic competition, we have large variety of sellers and buyers. And oligopoly, few sellers will be there. It is in between the monopoly and monopolistic. Whereas monopoly, only one seller will be there. Monopolistic, large number of buyers and sellers are there. Whereas oligopoly, we have only few sellers. And a new concept is also known as duopoly market, where only two sellers will be there. As the name describes, two sellers will be there. Next one. So these are the characteristics based on the market based on competitions. So first, as I told you, perfect competition, the number of firms will be many, type of product are identical. So we can give somewhat, we can give example as wheat, apples, rice, which cannot be differentiated. Perfect competition main feature is the product cannot be differentiated. In real time, it is not possible, as we have lot of branded products. We are able to differentiate the product, but according to the perfect competition concept, the products are identical. That means that we cannot differentiate the product. Then entry, how a company can entry into, industries can enter into is we can enter easily. Many firms will be entering, free entry. And example is wheat, apples, as I told you, rice. These are the agricultural products can suit to perfect competition. And monopolistic competition, as you all know, many examples can be given for this monopolistic competition. As we all know, there are many firms in the market, and the product can be differentiated. So how the product can be differentiated is by the brand names. Okay. For example, we have lot of soaps. We have lot of cosmetic items in the market. So they are differentiated by the wrappers, by the name of the product, by size of the product, by color of the product. They can be differentiated. So the competition will be more here, and easily a company can enter and they can exit of the firm. And if we want to give example, lot of examples are available for this monopolistic competition. So you can take cosmetic items, clothing, stores, restaurants, and lot of examples are available for monopolistic competition. As I told you, oligopoly market consists of only few number of firms, few number of sellers. Right example can be computer manufacturing companies, also iron and steel industries are oligopoly market. We have few firms which we can count it. Okay. So that few number of firms consist of oligopoly market. So the number of firms will be few, and the type of product is sometimes it is identical and sometimes it can be differentiated, and where the entry or ease of entry is very low because of the high investments. Okay, it is very risky and high investment is needed to start that particular oligopoly market. So we oligopoly market, we have only limited number of firms. So we can quote lot of examples like iron and steel industry, computer, automobiles, then various vehicles which have been produced, etc. Then monopoly is nothing but only one firm will be dominating the whole market. You have a unique product and you are the market leader, you are the price maker, you are the only option for the consumers to buy the product from you. So right example is railways. We can quote railways as a best example for monopoly, and also a water tap systems where we hear the government is owning all those things. So the public sectors, they don't have any competition. They are the single person who are the only person who sell the product. Okay. Next one. So after knowing what is market, how we can classify the market, what are the basic features of market and how you can classify, you should know what is market segmentation. Okay, so here market segmentation is nothing but dividing the whole market into different subsegments. So market segment is classification of customers into groups, market segments, each of which respond differently to different products or marketing approach. So for every organization, if you want to understand their customer, you want to know the needs and expectation of the customer, needs, wants of the customer, you want to know the satisfying level of the consumers, what they want. Market segmentation is very, very important, because only if you segment the market and group the consumers into different groups, you will be able to identify the needs and wants, and you can produce various types of products according to different segment need. If I want to quote an example, if you see in the washing powder segment, Rin, Surf, all the items are being produced by a single company for different income groups. Okay, so Surf is being produced for the high income group, whereas Wheel is being produced for the low income group. So likewise, all the industries, they'll be concentrating on the different segments of the customers. Next slide. Next one, ma'am. So before moving on into deeper into the segmented market, we should know what is the levels of market segmentation. I told you before, market segmentation is grouping the customer under any one particular head to know the requirements of the customer. So here we have different types of marketing here. One is mass marketing, next one is segmented marketing, next niche marketing, then local marketing, individual marketing. So these are the different levels of marketing. So as the name describes, mass marketing, we have a single product for the whole group, that is known as mass marketing. Okay, so we will not be dividing the market at all. We will think over that and we will accept that all the customer has the same need and wants. Okay, they want the same feature of the product, they need only one type of product. We need not differentiate the product for different group of customers. So single product for the whole group of consumers is known as mass marketing. Whereas segmented marketing is just opposite concept of the mass marketing, where different products have been produced for the different segment groups. For example, for high income, low income, uh, middle income group, upper middle income group, lower income group. For all the segment of the people, we will be producing different products. And niche marketing is nothing but concentrating on a small part of a market is known as niche marketing. For example, we'll be segmenting the market or dividing the market into groups, and we'll be targeting a particular group. And the particular group, a segment of people will be targeted. We'll be producing the product for that particular segment of people. That is known as niche marketing. That is going into deeper is known as niche marketing. Then local marketing is nothing but serving the needs and wants of the local customers, local consumers. That is known as local marketing. So if you want to quote example for local marketing, you can take Ullavar Sandai, which is serving the needs of the particular area. Okay. The product which is produced in that particular form is sold to the people who is in that particular locality. So that is the local needs. Then individual marketing is still more deeper, where we concentrate on a single individual and we'll be producing the product according to the needs and requirements of that particular individual. So for example, industrial products mostly they'll be concentrating on individual marketing. Each company will be considered as an individual and they will be producing the product according to the needs and requirements of that particular individual. Next slide. So this is the mass marketing. As I told you, we'll be doing mass production. Only one product will be produced for the whole group. Mass distribution, mass promotion of one product for all the buyers. If we want to quote a correct example for this mass marketing, you might have seen before 30-40 years, we have only Bajaj MIT particular two-wheeler is being produced for the whole segment. Bajaj company, they had only one product, one Bajaj MIT scooter is produced for all segment of the people. So two-wheeler, they were able to produce only that particular brand. So that is known as mass production. They are tapping or targeting the customer of all the segment people with one particular brand of product. That is known as mass marketing. So previously in traditional market, we have lot of examples for this mass marketing, because usually the demand is more and supply is less. During that particular period, branding or advertising is not of much importance. So according to the need, they were producing only one single product for the whole team of whole population. So one particular product has been produced, and that particular product has been marketed, and it has been produced and marketed among the whole population. They doesn't have variety of products, and they are tapping the whole population with that particular group of customers. So as I told you, the perfect example is Bajaj MIT, where only single product has been produced to take the whole segment of the people. Next one. Local marketing. I told you the marketing programs are tailored to the needs and wants of local customer group, and the grassroots marketing for trading areas, neighborhood and individual stores. As I told you, the milk vendor, he is supplying the milk or from the place where he is getting to the nearby people. So that is also called as local marketing. And the fruits, vegetables, usually the perishable products are being sold to the customers in and around the area. So this is known as local marketing. Next one. Next is niche marketing. So here we will be more narrowly defined group seeking a distinctive mix of benefits, where a particular group of customers alone will be targeted. As I told you, you can take a particular hospital, they'll be having only a group of customers. They'll be targeting only to that particular group of customers. Okay. So they will be tailoring the product according to the needs of that particular customer. That is known as niche marketing. So they'll be very loyal to them, and they'll be targeting only to that particular group, and they'll be tailoring the product according to the need of that particular group. For example, even you can have certain cloth industry or textile industry, they will be having only group of customers, but the volume of purchase will be more. They'll be just targeting alone that particular group. That is known as niche marketing. Even you can take Ben's cars, they have niche marketing. They target only one particular group of customers, that is the high income group. They especially produce the product only for that particular segment, and also in that particular segment, they'll be concentrating only on one group of customers. That is known as niche marketing. Next one, ma'am. Individual marketing, as I told you, there will be customization, one to one customers. Okay, so we'll be tailoring the product only to requirement of a particular person. So usually the industrial persons who are making machinery, they'll be making machinery to the need of the customer. So according to different types of customers, they will be designing their product. Here also the cars, which I told you, I gave you an example, car or two wheelers, they do individual marketing for race bikes, etc. They concentrate only on the race persons who are a race rider, and they concentrate on a particular group, and they'll be developing the product, tailoring the product only according to the individual requirement. So here, tailoring of product can be done according to match the needs of the particular customer. So here, according to the taste and preference of one particular customer, the product will be shaped, and these feedback will be got from the customer, and they will be making the product according to the requirement of that particular individual person. Next. So you have to remember that market segmentation analysis is where a firm uses quantitative and qualitative data for information to try to discover who buys its product and why they buy the product. So usually market research is being done. Research is nothing but finding out something new. So here market research is being done continuously by the leading companies to know the needs and wants of the customer. So to rightly quote that, the Procter and Gamble company is the first person who have introduced the marketing research department during the year 1926. So they have the first person to develop the marketing research department, and they were finding out the needs and wants of the customers. So they were shaping the product according to the needs of the customer. So they did the market segmentation. They grouped the customer according to different requirements, needs, and they grouped the customers according to that. And they were able to find out the needs and wants of the customers, and they shaped the product according to the needs and wants of the customer. So market segmentation analysis helps in quantitative and qualitative data. The informations are very much needed for the companies to fit the product according to the requirement of the customer. Only the satisfied customer will be again and again buying the product, and this satisfied customers, the company can gain only by knowing the needs and wants of the customer. Next one. So we have to market segmentation based on customers rather than markets or products. So the segmentation is nowhere about market, it is grouping the customers. Okay, so it is the method of putting different customers into category to help a firm market its product. So first you should know why, for what purpose the particular product is required, how the product is giving satisfaction to the customers, and what are the improvements they have to make to match the needs of the customers. These can be studied by making market segmentation. Understanding the customers, the first step is market segmentation. So if you want to understand the customers, you have to segment the market. You have to group the customers according to their similar features, and based on any similar features, you have to group the customers as market segmentation. Then you should try to find out what is their needs and wants. Next, next one. So here, segmented markets usually they will be dividing the market only based on these four features. One is geographic segmentation, another one is demographic segmentation, another one is psychographic and behavior. So geographic is nothing but the based on area. Here I have quoted an example of a Unilever company. So how they are making the segmentation is it is based on the geographic segmentation. So based on the area they are segmenting. So even we can segment the market based on segment. For example, in India, if any one company is having, they can divide the market into north, east, south, west, and Middle East, etc. And we can also make on the region wise, state wise, nation wise, etc. in the geographic representation. So the market can be grouped on based of area. So Chennai market, Coimbatore market, Tamil Nadu market, Indian market, etc. These are the example for the geographic segmentation of markets based on areas where the people are living. For example, some product will be in high demand for few periods in Mumbai market. When the product is falling down in Mumbai market, that particular product will be introduced in the Chennai market, and in the product life cycle, the product might be in growth stage in Mumbai market. When it enters into the saturation period or maturity period, that particular product will be introduced in Chennai market, and in Chennai market from the introduction stage, the product will be moving on to the next level growth stage. So the product usually enters into different markets at different time, and here geographic representation is based on the areas. Okay. Next one, demographic. Demographic is nothing but the features of the human being. So according to age, you can segment the market. For example, if I am having a shoe industry, okay, then if I am having a textile industry, I will be segmenting the market based on age factor. So to different age group, I'll be having different products. So I will be differentiating the different segment. For example, 0 to 5 years, one particular section will be allotted in my showroom. Then above 5 years to 15 years, then after 15 years and above 35 years, etc. So age wise category, then different life stages, okay, different life stages, and according to occupation also we can segregate white collar job, brown collar job. So according to that we can segregate. And if we are in man and women, textile we can also divide into men and women. And according to income group we can segregate the market: high income, low income, middle income, upper middle income, etc. We can segregate the different group of customers, and we can produce the product according to the different income group. For example, if we are having a product for the high income group and middle income group, if we don't have any product for low income group, we can think over and we can produce the product for the low income group. So this segregation or segmentation helps us to know how many members are available in each segment, and who will be buying a product, and what should be the quality of the product which is introduced in each segment. For example, Maruti, if you have, they have their cars for all the segment of group. Okay, for high income they have, middle income they have, even for upper lower income they have a car for them. So this demographic segmentation is very useful for promoting different types of product for different customers. Even if you see soaps, washing powder, cosmetic items, they also do this according to the age group as well as the income group. For example, if I am in a paper industry, if I have any newspaper company, I'll be segmenting the market as an literates and illiterates. I should know how many literates are there in a particular society, so I can promote that to product to them. Okay. So according to the product, the marketers will be selecting the market segmentation. On what basis they will be doing the segmentation? So only based on the product, on based on their customers, they can do market segmentation. A similar type of segmentation will not be applicable for the all industries. The segmentation process differs from company to company. Then psychographic is nothing but based on the psychographic features of the human beings. So who are the believers, who are the strivers, makers, thinkers. According to them, the uh, product will be promoted. Okay. So on the behavioral pattern also, what are the benefit patterns, usage rate, on what basis the consumers are producing the product, who are liking to buy the product from the customers, that particular value will be analyzed and they will be grouped in a particular segment and the product will be matching the requirement of that particular group. So these are the different various categories under which the market can be segmented. So this segmentation will not be similar for all type of companies. Based on their product, the company can choose which type of segmentation they are going for. So now we have a question that why we should do market segmentation. So, if you see why we are doing market segmentation is to develop the marketing activities. We know that nowadays we have lot of competitions. We have many companies have entered into the market, and we have lot of competition. We are facing lot of competition. So we have to frame different strategies for being live in the market, to survive in the market, to earn more profit in our business. So, for developing these strategies, we need to know what are the requirements and needs of the customer. So, framing these strategies is based on the understanding of customers. So, for developing any marketing activity, we should do market segmentation. Only if you do market segmentation, we'll be knowing what is the requirement of the customers. You can group the particular customers in a particular group and we can know what is the need and requirement of them, and we can develop the marketing activities according to that. So we have different utilities: place utility, time utility, possession utility, which we have to serve the customers according to their need. So to develop marketing strategies, market segmentation is needed. Then to increase the marketing effectiveness. Okay. So to make the marketing activities effective, we need segmentation. Then we have to understand the customers and generate great customers satisfaction. Then we have to decide a marketing mix that matches the expectation of customers in the targeted segment. So marketing mix, we have to make the combination of product, price, promotion and placement. So making all these things more effective, we should know, we should do market segmentation and adjusting the product to the market need. So as you all know, all the products will be having their own life cycle. Like how human being have their own life cycle, product will also have a product life cycle. We have 4 stages of product life cycle. When the product is first introduced in the market, it is known as introduction stage. When the product is introduced in the market and if the product is moving on and if the growth of the product is more, the product will enter into growth stage. When the sales is more, profit is more, manufacturing is more, everything is more, advertisement cost will also be more, marketing cost will be more. This particular period is known as market growth stage. Okay. And when the growth stage, when we slightly have a modification and if we have stagnation in our growth, we'll be moving on from that growth stage into the maturity stage or saturation stage. So slowly the sale of the product will slightly be at the same point, as slight changes will be there. And when the product sales comes down, it will be moving on to the declining stage. So usually the marketing strategies, they will be framing according to the product which is placed in different product stage. For example, pricing strategy, we have 2 types of pricing strategy which can be introduced in the introduction stage. Example, we can have skimming pricing and we have penetrating pricing. So skimming pricing is nothing but introducing the product at the high price. For example, when the product cell phone came into the market, it was introduced at high price. Okay, Nokia introduced the product at the high price, and when the competitor entered into the market, slowly they reduce the price of the product, and the profit of the product will also come down as the competition has entered. This is known as the skimming pricing strategy. So when the product is introduced in the market, when we don't have any substitute product, such type of strategies can be undertaken. Sometimes penetrating pricing strategy can be used. This penetrating pricing strategy is nothing but introducing the product at the low price. After the sales increases, slowly we will be increasing the price of the product. We can take Times of India as an example, where they introduced the newspaper at rupees 1, and after occupying penetrating into the market, deeper market, after getting more number of consumers, slowly now they have increased the price of the product. That is known as penetrating pricing. Okay, so these two types of pricing strategies are available in the introduction stage. So we should know the customer need, then we can introduce. During the growth stage, advertising cost will be more, marketing cost will be more, and the product will be at the growing stage. We have to concentrate on production. Whereas when the product is on maturity stage, what we will be doing is, the maturity stage, we have to minimize all the cost, because at after a certain level we will not be able to improve the sales of the product. We cannot increase the sales or marketing, and our marketing cost will be more. Okay, so during that time we have to cut down all the cost, and we have to find out other solution to put the product into the growth stage. Okay, if we are not able to take the product to the growth stage, automatically the product will be moving on to the decline stage, and the sale of the product will be coming down. So here we should know why the product has went into that particular stage. For that we have to study the customers. So market segmentation helps in studying the customers and framing the strategies, knowing under which particular stage the product is falling. So as I told you before, the product life cycle consists of 4 stages. Introduction stage, when the product is introduced. When the product is in growth, maximization of sales, it indicates the growth stage. And when the stagnation of sales is there, after a particular point we don't have growth in sales, it is in a standstill. So that particular stage is known as maturity stage, and the product might fall to the uh, decline stage. So if I want to quote an example, the Cadbury India Limited, the particular product was in the maturity stage for a longer of period. If you see the advertisement of Cadbury's Dairy Milk, they first targeted this children group. Advertisement will be focusing on the group between 3 to 15 years of child, whereas again the advertisement has been promoted for the middle income group. Then the advertisement also aims at the older age group. So this is how they are targeting the different group of people, different segment of the peoples. So old age, middle age, and the young age peoples. So the marketing mix can be designed properly only after understanding the customer and after doing market segmentation. So the customers can be targeted only after the market segmentation process is over and strategies have been framed. So adjustment of product and the marketing need can be done only after market segmentation, and to overcome the competition effectively, this will be very helpful. And also to contribute to the achieving company goals. Usually every company will have its own vision and mission and objectives. So vision, mission, objective, as you all naturally know, business will be started in order to gain profit. So profit will be the main motive of any organization. Apart from this profit motive, some motive will be there for each company, whichever is being started. So achieving that goal, mission vision will be framed at the higher level, and it will be simplified as goals and objectives, which the middle management and lower management people will be trying to achieve that goals, objectives of different departments, which will help us to accomplish the vision and mission of a company. So for achieving any company goals, this market segmentation is very, very useful. So the first step in understanding the customer is market segmentation. Next slide. What is the benefits of market segmentation? So if you see what are the benefits we are getting out of this market segmentation to increase the market share. So if we want to know what we mean by market share is nothing but what is the total sales of the product in a market when we are combining or when we are comparing it to the sale of our product. For example, if I am manufacturing a ceiling fan, okay, I own a company. If the total product sold in the market during the month of January in Coimbatore market is 1,000 pieces, okay, 1,000 number of fans has been sold in Coimbatore market, and in that, if there is 500 number of pieces sold by our company, okay, so 500 pieces in that 1,000 pieces, my company name is ABC Limited. In ABC Limited, 500 pieces we have sold out of total 1,000 pieces of fan. So if we want to see what is the market share, our market share is 50%. Okay, in total number of product, our product is halfway. So 50% is our market share. This is how we will be calculating the market share of our product. So market share of any product will be calculated by comparing the our product sale to the total sale of the market. Okay. Usually the Pepsi and Coke will be having a very nearby market share. So those both are the chain companies. Usually their market share will be 52%, 48%, 55%, 45%. So they'll be usually sharing that market share. So here, market share helps to determine in which position we are in the market, whether we are in the market leader, whether we are a market follower. Okay. So, market leader are the person who is having the high share of the market. So, if my sales is maximum in the market, then I will be having the highest market share, and I will be fixing the price. Okay, I'll be having all the privileges as I am the market leader. So this market segmentation, if we are doing it properly, it will help us to increase the market share. Increasing market share is nothing but selling our product to the maximum. When compared to the competitors, we are selling the product to the highest level. That is known as to increase the market share. And also it helps to assigning the new product development. Usually the new products are developed only after making market research. How will we making market research? Only after doing market segmentation, we'll be doing market research. So after doing market research, after knowing the requirements, needs of the customer, we will try to implement or we will be start to produce a new product development. So when a new product is developed, we have various testers. The new product has to cross different testing levels. Okay, we have alpha testing, gamma testing, beta testing, etc. Different types of testing. So when we are testing our product in a say with the same employees, it is known as alpha testing. With the same customer group, it is known as beta testing. Whereas gamma testing is nothing but testing the product with animals. For example, any medicine has been produced, it will be tested first with the animals. Okay, so to assist the new product development, to frame the production design, to to frame the structure of the product, it will be market segmentation will be helpful. Only after knowing the requirements, in what way the product is needed by the customers, old product is reframed as new product, what are the changes has to be done, what is the changes to be done in the color, structure of the product, quality of the product, size of the product, wrapping, brand name, etc. Everything will be done only after understanding the customer needs, and so this can be done only after market segmentation. Next is to extend the products into new markets. So, extending the product into new market, here I can quote an example. You all be knowing the Johnson and Johnson company, which is producing the baby products. They are in the marketing field for more than 40 to 50 years, and they were producing the baby items, which are the products which is related to just born to 3 years. Once in USA, the sale of the product, the Johnson and Johnson baby product sale has declined. It was declining. The market research has been conducted, and they made a detailed study in the market to know why the sale has declined. Okay, so they, for a longer period, they were not able to find out why the product of that particular baby products have declined. They also improved the quality of the product. They made various changes. Still they are not able to sell more product. The sales has come down. Then, after a detailed study, they found out that the birth rate of the USA has come down. Okay, the customer group has come down. They were producing the product from 0 to 3 years during that particular period of time. So just born to 3 years. Okay, just born to 3 years to age of child were using the Johnson and Johnson product. Now, what they did was they cannot do anything to improve the birth rate of the population. So they, what they did was they introduced that particular product into next segment. Next segment is 3 years to 7 years or 8 years. So they have modified their product. They made it as a new product and they entered into the new segment, that is new market. Okay, they made the product alteration and they introduced the same product into the age group of 3 to 7 years or 3 to 10 years. So the extent of product which can be introduced in new market, we will be knowing different strategies. Will be able to come to that particular idea only after doing market segmentation. So now the product is introduced in the next segment or next level. Now the growth stage has been attained. Now the product sale has improved in USA. Then, to identify the ways of marketing a product. So, how to market the product? So, how to reach the customers? What are the ideas needed to promote a product? So, all the promotional activities, okay, all the promotional activities, strategies, advertising strategy, promotional strategies can be framed after better understanding of the market segmentation. So, when we are creating any ad, if we know the segment people, we will be able to better develop the product. So also considering in which state the product is in product life cycle, we can frame the ad. And also this market segmentation helps in promotional activities also. How the various strategies can be framed, how various promotions can be done for the product, what are the promotional activities needed to develop the products sale. Next one. So now we have seen what is the benefits of market segmentation. We should also know what are the drawbacks of market segmentation. So though we tell market segmentation is very much needed to understand the customer, it is the first step, what is the first process. Only after this we can effectively frame the strategy, etc., etc. We also have certain drawbacks, okay, demerits of market segmentation. First one, if you see, difficulty in identifying the most important segments for a product. It is not an easy process because market is a vast area. Okay, we have lot of customers, so we cannot identify the most important segment for a product. In this product, my product can be sold only in this segment. We cannot do that estimation accurately. We cannot find out that only this is my segment, my product can be sold in this segment. So this is the greatest drawback, as the population is vast. Okay, the market is vast and the population is a very big area, so we will not be able to identify which segment our product is very much in of need. Okay, then reaching the chosen segment with marketing. So sometimes we can clearly tell that this segment our product will fit and we are going to serve this segment. Reaching that particular segment would be difficult. Okay, so for example, if rural area is a population, it will not be thickly populated. and there it will be difficult for us to promote our products, so the advertisement will not reach them. Okay, so if the customers are scattered in that particular area, whatever marketing strategy, advertisement, promotional activities we are developing, it will not be reaching in a proper manner. Sometimes we have that difficulty, we cannot reach the segment easily. Okay, and it will be also costly for us to meet all the segment people. Recognizing the changes in the segment interested in the product. So it is also a difficult job. We cannot recognize the changes in the segment which is interested in the product. We have to closely watch them. And usually, if you see, the retailers or the end person, whoever is dealing with the customers, they will be giving the right feedback about the product because they are in touch of the customers, so end users, so they will be giving the right feedback about the product. Then meeting the needs of customers is not included in the chosen segment. So sometimes we might choose the wrong segment with our product. So tapping the wrong segment with the product will end up with the failure in our sales. So here meeting the needs of customer is not included in the chosen segment. If we have missed the segment, we have entered into the wrong market or wrong segment, it might take time for us to come back. So these are the drawbacks of the market segmentation. So till now we have seen how the markets are being came into existence. I told you how the market has come into existence. Then I have given you the details about the classifications of market, features of market, how the markets are classified according to economic terms, what is demand, and also what is market segmentation, and on what basis the segmentation are being done, what is the benefits, and what is the drawback. Thank you all for the patient listening. Any questions?
So, students, if you have any queries, you can put it in the chat box. Sudha ma'am, Sudha ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma, you are audible.
Yes, Sudha ma'am. Uh, Good afternoon, ma'am. Actually, a convener, ma'am, joined us. I think she couldn't
Okay.
connect, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, it's okay.
Students, if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat box. Any queries regarding the topics, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, I think so, no queries. Ma'am, and thank you so
Okay.
much for accepting the invitation, ma'am. We feel highly privileged and honored to have you as with.
Thank you, ma. Thank you so much for inviting
Okay,
me.
ma'am, and we'll go for the formal vote of thanks, ma'am.
Okay, ma.
This has indeed been the best use of time. No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. I invite Ms. Akshaya of 3rd BBA to deliver the vote of thanks.
மைக் ஆன் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது.
Akshaya?
Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
A very good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this wonderful session. First and foremost, I thank Almighty God for making today's session a great success. My heart fills with lot of gratitude and respect to our special guest, Dr.R.Geetha, Associate Professor and Head of Department of BCom CA, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, for not only sparing her valuable time for us to grace this session, but also for enlightening us with her commendable talk and understanding the market for product and service. Indeed, you have put your best efforts to make this session unforgettable. Thank you, ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved secretary, Reverend Sister Dr. Ruby Alangara Mary, our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Helen, our vice principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Mary Fabiola, our controller of examination, Reverend Sister Dr. Emelda Mary, for their enormous support and guidance in all our events. Next, I would like to thank all our staff members for leading and inspiring us in all our efforts. Finally, I thank all my friends for your patience and cooperation in making this session a resounding success. I once again thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much.